We're going back to the grilling and the grilling weather. So, you know, any steak can be a great steak if you know the basics, from picking out the perfect cut to seasoning it to the way you're going to prepare it. Every step matters.
And Stock Hill Executive Chef Kelly Conwell is here for Steak 101. So should I call you Professor Conwell here today?
No.
Professor Kelly?
No, Chef is
Just
fine.
Chef Kelly
Chef
is
is
fine.
good.
Okay, excellent. Well, with Steak 101, I wanted to make sure I was correct here. So everybody goes out, it seems like, wants to be able to buy a great cut of meat to throw on the grill and have, you know, something easy they can prepare and taste great on the kitchen table. But let's go all the way back to the beginning. When we go to the butcher, when we go to the grocery store, what should we be looking for in a cut of meat?
You know, it just really depends on what kind of steak you're wanting to bring home. As you can see, I brought some steaks that we have here at the restaurant.
Okay.
We have our 7-ounce filet, which is a little bit of a leaner cut. It's not super fatty, which is great. It's a really classic steak.
Yeah.
Here we have a ribeye, which is personally my favorite. It has a lot of fat, a lot of marbling.
Marbling, yeah.
Has a lot of flavor to it.
And Joe Pierce from Slaps will always tell me that fat is flavor.
Oh, of course, for sure.
We want to have that on our steaks,
Oh,
definitely.
for sure. Then this is our bone-in dry age strip. So this is dry aged for 45 days.
Oh.
It gives it just a little bit more of a kind of a funky flavor to it a little bit. It's not my personal favorite,
Yeah.
but people really like it. And then this is our cowgirl, which is our bone-in ribeye. This is actually my favorite steak just because I feel like it has a little bit more flavor with the bone in it. It's just a really nice, fat, thick steak. It's perfect for like a mid-rare.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
So then these two cuts are pretty much the same ones, just bone in? Because this is the ribeye, right?
They're very close, but this is actually one of our Wagyu ribeyes that we get.
Okay.
So it's a different kind of cow, different kind of breed.
And
But
Wagyu is it's a type of cow or
yes,
type of beef
it's
too?
okay. It's a different type of cow.
Okay.
But today we have our Wagyu, our strip. With our strips, they're a little bit more dense than if you would cut like a ribeye.
So it takes a little bit longer to cook too?
No, not necessarily a little bit longer, but it just has a really different just texture to it. So what I like to do is we season all of our steaks at Stock Hill with just a little bit of salt. And today we're actually going to put it on the stove. Okay. Just because we didn't have a grill inside.
Yeah.
But at Stock Hill, we put it on our oak fire grill, and then we finish it in our 15-degree broiler.
Oh, okay.
So what we do at home is we'll get this pan like super hot. So you want to get it like nice sear, like caramelization, like on the outside of it.
So it's really important to sear the outside of the steak before we finish it off in the oven, then. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do it both ways. You can either finish it in the pan and kind of lower the temperature, cook it on the stove, or what you can do is put it in the oven, finish it on there. Either way.
Now, a couple quick questions about the seasoning you put on there. We don't want to use, I've always heard that, you know, steak should speak for itself, sort of, so you don't want to put a lot of seasoning on the top of it. So, like, you just put salt, maybe just a little salt and pepper on there is all you really need?
For me personally, I like salt on it, and then we'll sear both sides of it. And then at Stock Hill, we put just a little bit of maitre d' butter on it.
Oh, okay,
just gives it a little bit of flavor. And then we actually have a house-made steak seasoning that we put on the very end that kind of finishes it, just gives it a little bit more flavor to the steak.
Okay, and then how can we tell when our steak is done? I know I like my steak about a medium rare, where my wife likes hers a little bit more done. So what's a good tip you can give people so when they're cooking this weekend, they know when to take their steak off the grill?
For me, it's all about touch. One thing that I actually learned when I was like going to culinary school and from some of the great grill guys that we have at work is it's a really kind of like fun game. So if you put your fingers together, actually you're like right here.
Okay.
This is like a mid-rare, and then this is a medium. And then when you do back here, can you tell like it gets a little bit?
Oh, so just like the little firmness of it?
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of it is just about kind of touch. You know, you can never cook, you know, a steak wrong or anything like that. It's all about your preference.
Okay, and then of course, you again are the executive chef at Stock Hill. Talk a little bit about the restaurant, talk about the atmosphere, and when people are coming to dine at your place.
You know, it's a really great atmosphere. We're doing some really fun stuff right now. We have National Steak Month that is going through the month of June. It's great. We're actually rolling it into July. It's a 3-course menu for $45. You get an entree, dessert, and super salad, which is great. But you can come in, sit at the bar, have a cocktail, get dessert, anything you want there.
Now we're talking my language, Kelly. We're talking bars, we're talking steaks.
Drinks, cocktails.
And it's Friday, and it's just a little after 9 o'clock, and I'm totally fine with that. All right, well, Kelly, we appreciate you being here today. Thank you for talking Steak 101. I'll take one of these and one of these.